Let's move on towards our next paragraph from Clayden book. The particular detergents, surfactants, acids, viscosity controllers, and so on. All these things I have already discussed in the previous lecture, that is lecture number 31. In that I have discussed these things. So the particular detergents about which we have talked in the previous lectures, the surfactants about which we have talked in the previous lectures, the acids about which also we have talked in the previous lectures, viscosity controllers also about which we have talked in the previous lectures, and all those things like emulsifiers, okay, and many more substances which I have already discussed in the previous lecture are chosen to blend together to give a smooth gel. Okay, so they are chosen in such a way that it forms a homogeneous mixture. It forms a homogeneous mixture out of these things. Okay, and a smooth gel. Smooth gel means it is not rough. It is very gentle to the skin. It feels very smooth. Okay, the result should feel, smell, and look attractive. It should feel attractive because when we apply it to the skin, it should be gentle to the skin. So it should feel attractive. It should smell attractive as well. If it smells attractive, then it will be soothing for the person who is taking the bath with that shower gel. So it should also smell good. It should also smell good, and it should also look attractive. That's why we put the colors. That's why we put the artificial color, so that it looks attractive. And it should work as an effective detergent. Detergent, what is the purpose of detergent? Purpose of detergent is to remove the dirt. And detergent is present in shower gel as well. It is present in shampoo as well. Okay, so it should work as an effective detergent, and it should work as an effective shampoo as well. Okay, someone might also wash the hairs with the shower gel, so it should also work as a effective detergent and also as a effective shampoo. Some of the compounds are added for their moisturizing abilities, and some of the compounds are added for their anti-electrostatic effect on hairs. I have already discussed these moisturizing abilities and anti-electrostatic effect. I have already discussed why is this anti-electrostatic effect is required. This anti-electrostatic effect is required because only then it will be freeze free. The hairs will be freeze free only if they have anti-electrostatic material added. Only then the hairs will be freeze free. In case of a shampoo, the hairs will be freeze free only if anti-electrostatic substances are put. Because of static electricity, development of static electric charges, the hairs get frizzled. Okay, the hairs get frizzled. Okay, so in order to avoid the frizzling of hairs, this particular anti-electrostatic agent is put in the shampoo. The yellow color and lemon scent. The yellow color is considered as a fresh color, okay, and the lemon scent are considered as fresh color, as fresh scent, okay, and it is also perceived as clean by the customer. So the yellow color, which I have already talked about in the previous lecture, and the lemon scent, that also I have already talked about in the previous lecture, they are considered fresh, and they are also considered clean by the customer. Okay, several of the ingredients are added as pure compounds. For example, sodium chloride and lactic acid are put as pure compounds. Okay, what are pure compounds and what are impure compounds? Pure compounds are those compounds which have only one type of chemical entity present in them. Okay, so if we talk about pure NaCl, what does it mean? Pure NaCl just contains Na positive and Cl negative ions. It contains nothing else. So pure NaCl only contains Na plus and Cl minus. Okay, if we put iodine, for example, the table salt which we have at our home, the white color table salt which we eat with our food, that particular salt has iodine added. It has iodine added to NaCl. It has iodine added to NaCl. So it is an impure form of salt. It is an impure form of salt in terms of chemistry. Okay, so several of the ingredients are added as pure compounds. For example, lactic acid is added in the shower gel, sodium chloride is added in the shower gel. These are added as pure compounds. Okay, and these pure compounds are the ones which aren't a mixture of isomers or polymers. They are not a mixture, they are a single compound. That's why they are being called as pure. Okay, the most impure are the mixtures of hydrocarbons referred to as pure and natural essential oils. Now, the meaning of pure in day-to-day life and the meaning of pure chemically is different. In terms of chemistry, what is the meaning of purity? I have already told you. Consisting of a single type of atoms or molecules. So a single type of chemical substance, that is called as pure. And whenever we mix it with some other thing, it becomes impure. But in day-to-day life, we use the word pure very differently. In day-to-day life, pure means something which is natural, okay, which is not artificial, not made in industry, something which is pure and not made in industry, and which is natural, that is called as pure in day-to-day life. But in chemistry, the definition of pure word is very different. Okay, so it is saying that the most impure substances which are put in the shower gel are the mixtures of hydrocarbons. They are the mixture of hydrocarbon, for example, alpha pinene. Okay, so the tea tree essential oil, those are actually taken from nature, but those are mixture of many compounds. Those are not a single compound. Those are a complex mixture of many hydrocarbons. Okay, so the most impure means chemically impure, means in terms of chemistry impure. So the most impure ones are the mixtures of hydrocarbons referred to as pure and natural essential oils. In day-to-day life, we call them pure and natural. Okay, but in terms of chemistry, they are not pure. So the most impure ones are the mixtures of hydrocarbons referred to as pure and natural essential oils, because essential oils do not contain a single compound. Those are a complex mixture of many compounds. Until and unless you distill out the separate components, which is possible, but while putting it in shower gel, we do not distill the separate components. We put the essential oils as it is, as they are obtained from nature. In the same manner, we put them in the shower gel. Okay, this is the thing. Is it packed with natural stuff? The author is passing a taunt. Okay, it is passing a taunt. What kind of taunt it is passing? It is passing a comment that you have said that all these things are pure, but already I have shown you just in the previous lecture and in the previous paragraph of this book, just before this lecture, I have shown one table of the contents of shower gel. I have shown one table containing the ingredients of shower gel. And those ingredients, when we read the ingredients, it is quite clear that they are not pure and natural substances. Those are not like that. Those are chemical substances derived from petrochemical industry. So it is really packed with natural stuff. The answer is no. But the author is saying indeed it is. Okay, it is saying indeed it is, but in other sense, not in the sense in which the shower gel company is advertising, not in that sense, but in some other sense. Indeed, it is packed with natural stuffs, because it all comes from natural resources. For example, from crude oil, everything is coming from crude oil. Crude oil is a natural substance, right? Petrochemical industry is dependent on crude oil, and crude oil is a natural substance. So all these substances are derived from crude oil, so they are also natural substances. Okay, that's what author wants to say. The principal one being decomposed carboniferous forest. Now, what does it mean by carboniferous forest? The word carboniferous forest, what does it mean? So the thing is that if you ever study the geological time scale of Earth, okay, the geological time scale of Earth, if you ever study the geological time scale of Earth, you will realize that Carboniferous is the period millions of years ago. Carboniferous is a period millions of years ago, okay, and during that period, many of the plants and animals they died and were buried under the ground. Okay, in the Carboniferous period, many of the plants and animals died in that period, and they were buried under the ground, and under the ground, in the presence of heat from inside the earth and pressure from inside the earth, they are converted into coal. Okay, so they are obtained from crude oil and coal. All these substances which we have put in the shower gel, they are obtained from carboniferous forest. Okay, indirectly they are obtained from carboniferous forest, because this carboniferous forest millions of years ago they were buried inside the earth, and now they are converted into coal and petroleum and crude oil and all those things. So this is how they are also natural substances. That's what the author is saying. Okay, that's why the components which we have put in the shower gel, they are indeed natural substances, not in the sense in which the company is making the claims, not in the sense in which company is claiming that they are natural substances, but in some other sense. In chemistry, in terms of chemistry, they are natural substances only, because they are derived from natural substances. Okay, so that's the taunt which the author is passing. That's the comment which the author is passing on the shower gel making industry, shampoo making industry, soap making industry, all this industry. Okay, or the detergent making industry, detergent for washing clothes, detergent for washing utensils. Okay, it is passing a comment on that. All of that comes from natural resources. Okay. And what is carboniferous period? Carboniferous period is a period millions of years ago. Okay. And during that period, whatever plants and animals died and those which got buried under the ground, from that we get the crude oil. So that is why carboniferous forest. So if you study the geological time scale of earth, if you search the geological time scale of earth, you will understand what is carboniferous period. So from the carboniferous period, we have carboniferous forest. It was a period millions of years ago, and during that time the plants and animals got buried inside the earth because of the pressure of the earth and heat inside the earth. They got converted into coal, petroleum, crude oil, natural gas, and etc. Okay. So they were trapped for millions of years underground, and from them we get all these things, and from them we are getting the substances to be put in the shower gel. From there itself we are getting these substances: detergents, surfactants, acids, viscosity controllers, emulsifiers, and so on and so forth. Okay. So this is what is the meaning of this particular paragraph. Now, if you want to have a look at the complete lecture series, then you can watch the lecture series by clicking on the end screen. There will be appearing one end screen. I am talking right now, and end screen might be appearing on the screen. If you look at the end screen, Clayden lecture series and playlist will be there. Clayden lecture series playlist will be there. You must click that playlist. You should watch from lecture number 1. Then you will enjoy the complete course. Thank you very much.